So we are learning about manual dideoxy method, right? So as I told you, now we are going to see step by step what we are doing. Okay. First of all, DNA template is denatured to single strands. You have your single strand. Okay. So the DNA primer with 3-N near the sequence of interest is annealed to the template DNA. Template is your DNA which you're going to sequence. Okay. And extended with DNA polymerase. So the enzyme that helps to carry out this reaction, no, that is called DNA polymerase. You might have learned it in DNA replication. Okay, I have 15 minutes more. I hope I will be able to complete this. Now, 4 reactions are set up, each containing DNA template, primer annealed to the template DNA, DNA polymerase, and DNTPs. These are your normal deoxynucleotide triphosphates. Okay, you'll have DATP, DDTP, DCTP, and DGTP. Okay, so what these will do, once your primer is attached in the presence of DNA polymerase, suppose here A is coming, this TTP will come and join over here. Next, if G is coming, DCTP will come and join. If G is coming, another DCTP will come and join. Like that, you will get a double-stranded DNA. Okay, so that means the sequencing is starting. Okay, primer, then these DATP, GTP, everything will come and start adding in the presence of something called DNA polymerase. So that is a normal reaction that will take place. Now, to these individual tubes, you will have 4 tubes. Okay, 4 tubes you're having. All will have the common things will be primer, your DNA template, your polymerase, and your DNTPs. All the 4 tubes will be having these. Plus, to each tube, to this first tube, you will adding a small amount of DDATP. Only, okay, no DDGTP or CTP or anything, only DDATP to this first tube. To the second tube, you will add a small amount of DDTTP. You will add, then to third group, you will add DDCTP, and to the fourth one, you will add DDGTP. Okay, and what is the concentration you will add? Suppose you are adding 100 molecules of normal DNTPs. Then to those 100, you will add one molecule of DDATP or CTP or GTP. So your concentration is 1/100th of the concentration of normal and DNTPs. I hope you are able to understand that. Okay. So DDNTPs possess a 3-hydrogen bond instead of the 3-OH group, that is hydroxyl group. So they compete in the reaction with normal DNTPs and produce no phosphodiester bond. So what? This normal DNTPs will be coming and adding, but because we have added a few molecules of DDNTPs, sometimes that DDNTP will come and join. The minute that DDNTP comes and join, this chain progression, no, it will be stopped over there. It will be cut over there. Further, the DNA template will not be sequenced. Okay. So whenever the radio-labeled DDNTPs are incorporated in the chain, DNA synthesis terminates. Now these DDNTPs are radio-labeled so that we can visualize them when we are going to analyze it. No, they're radio-labeled. Radio-labeled means they emit certain kind of radiations which can be caught up by a screen. Each of the 4 reaction mixtures produces a population of DNA molecules with DNA chains terminating at all possible locations. So you will have numerous amounts of DNA templates like this. So one will be terminated over here, second template will be terminated over here, third template maybe at the beginning itself it will be terminated. So in one tube you will have different templates of different lengths. Okay. Now this is a small diagram which will help you understand what is there in the 4 tubes. You have 4 reaction tubes as I had told you. In each of this, you will have these 4 things as common. Okay. Don't mind the color, okay. It is not so colorful when you look at it in the lab. This is just to differentiate. In the tube, this tube, all these 4 stuffs will be there. DATP, DCTP, DGTP, DDTP. These are normal nucleotides which are required to make a DNA. Okay. Plus you will have the DNA polymerase also, enzyme in all 4 of these. Plus you will have multiple copies of the DNA template. This is for an example. I have put up this template, 5' to 3' template DNA. Multiple copies of template DNA will be present in all the 4 tubes. Okay. Plus you will have primer, multiple copies of primer in each of the tubes. So this is common for all 4 tubes. Okay, for all 4 tubes you will have this. But the difference between these 4 tubes is you will have very small amount of DDATP, dideoxy ATP added to this, dideoxy CTP added to this, dideoxy GTP added to this, and dideoxy TTP added to this. You can understand, no, this is adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. That is what is this A, C, G, and T. Okay, but these are all dideoxy and in very small quantities. As I told you, if these molecules are 100, 100, 100, 100 that is added, this will be only added 1. If these molecules are added 200 DATP, 200, 200, 200, this will be added 2. So for every 100 molecule of uh, DNTPs, you will add 1 molecule of DDNTP. So that is a concentration. Okay. So I hope it is clear. Now what will happen if you put this? This is just the explanation. I think I'll explain with a diagram that is more easy. Okay, so this is your template strand. One second, okay, guys. Okay, this is your template strand. It is starting from 3' to 5'. Okay, and this is your radioactive oligonucleotide primer. This primer, no, the starting sequence, we will be labeling it with a radioactive molecule. Why do we label it? So that when we do gel electrophoresis, right, it is easily visible to us. Okay. So primer has come and joined. Now when the reaction occurs, so you put everything in the tube. Now what will happen? DNA polymerase, what it will do, it will come and see, okay, T is coming. We all know T always pairs with A. So what it will do is it will come and join an A over here. Next it is seeing C is coming, cytosine. Cytosine always, so C will always pair with G. So the DNA polymerase will recognize that and come and join G over here. Same way next C will come, then again a C will join, again opposite to A, T will join, opposite to T, A will join, C, G, T, A, G, C, and A, T. So that's how this whole template will be synthesized, right? But since we have 4 different tubes, and in those 4 different tubes, you have put 4 different DDATPs also, correct? Here DDATP, here DDCTP, DDGTP, and TTP. So what will happen is, suppose this one is getting synthesized, okay? After some time, what will happen is, there is a chance that in your solution, there will be a numerous amount of DNTPs and 1 or 2 molecules of DDATPs, right? So what happens is, this strand is getting synthesized. D ko inge A is coming, the next one G is coming. You can see over here, this is the sequence strand, okay? What I'm reading out from here to here is over here to here. So this all is correctly pairing up with the normal NTPs that I have put in the solution. T ke badal, there is coming an A, there's coming a G, C, C, T, A, G. And what happens is, inge varumbodhu, that is in this portion, by chance, instead of the normal ATP, what happens? A DDATP comes and joins over here. Puriyada? What is happening is, instead of a normal ATP, for example, here normal A has joined. Here also normal A has joined. But when it comes over here, suppose from our, it's all there in the solution, right? But suppose by chance a DDATP comes and joins. What will happen if a DDATP comes and joins? Adhikku 3' group is not there. So it will, the next C, cytosine, will not be able to come and join over here. The chain is terminated or broken down. That is why this method is called a chain termination method. Okay, so inge and the synthesis will stop off. So you'll get a fragment that is this long till here, till this T molecule. This here, it will be replaced by dideoxy ATP over here. There is another chance. What is another chance? You have from here starting, it is there, all this sequence. All the normal NTPs will come and join, come and join, come and join. And by chance, when it reaches over here, a DDATP comes and joins. Up and ago, here the chain will be terminated. So you will get a small molecule of this length. Correct? Next, what can happen? At the first itself, that DDATP by chance can come and join. Appa enna agum, chain termination will occur over there. You will just get one fragment of one base pair of A. So you will have different lengths of DNA fragments synthesized based on where your DDATP is going and joining. Okay, so same way, if we look into the second tube where we put DDCTP, what will happen? The normal NTPs will come and join, come and join, come and join, come and join. What will happen? Suppose it reaches G over here. It has synthesized till T. Okay, T is pairing with A. Suppose it reaches G and by chance a DDCTP comes and joins. What will happen? The next A T will not be able to come and join, so the chain will be terminated over here. It will be stopped synthesizing. Same way, if you look over here, here normal ones are joining in. What if in the fourth guanosine, it is going and pairing up with a DDCTP? Again, the chain will be terminated over here. Okay, sorry. Same way, you have T with A, C with G. Then suppose this G is pairing up with DDCTP. The chain will be terminated over there. So you will have many small fragments according to the DDCTP attachment. Okay, so DDA, DDC. So next you have DDG. Same way, if you look, the same thing is happening. Instead of this C joining with the normal, okay, I'm running out of time. Okay, instead of this C joining with the normal G, a DDGTP, suppose it comes and joins. That means chain will be terminated over here and you will get a small fragment like this. Or else, what can happen? It is going normally like this, synthesizing. All the normal NTPs are coming and adding. And over here, instead of the normal G, a DDGTP comes and adds. So you get this fragment. So like that, the same thing is with T also. T, it will join with A, right? There's only two A's over here. So either your DDTTP will come and join over here, or your DDTTP will come and join over here. So those are the two things that we have seen over here. Okay, so your chain will be terminated over here. We are putting it in gel electrophoresis. We are going to run the gel electrophoresis. So after the gel has been run, when I visualize this in the X-ray, this is what I'm seeing, right? So this has been, according to size, it has been sorted. The bigger molecules are over here and the smaller molecules are over here. DNA fragments. These fragments, okay, these are the ones that are being seen over here. And again, I'm telling you, only one fragment is not there, okay? Only one fragment is not there. There are multiple copies of the same size at the same spot. That's why we were able to see this. For example, bacteria or colonies irukona, single bacteria in the agar plate we cannot see. But when bacteria multiply and thousands and thousands of bacteria are there at a spot, appoda konja oru colony da namukku paaka mudiyum, right? Single bacteria illa adu. That is actually a colony of bacteria that we are able to see. Same way, single DNA fragment irundha paaka mudiyadhu. In the madri da, in the fragment will be many copies. This fragment will be many copies. This fragment will be many copies. That is when this is being sorted. We'll get it in as a dark band over here because it's a cluster of the same size molecules. Now I'll show you the example of this, how it has sorted by size. So this is the smallest fragment over here, right? A, it only has one nucleotide, okay? In the example, they have put the number over here. So one nucleotide in the, this will move very fast because it is the smallest, okay? It is the lightweight molecule. It will move very fast and it will reach over here by the time our gel ends. One particular time we will keep, okay? Then this is the next fragment. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fragments. So this will also go, but this will move a bit slowly and reach over here. Last fragment is the 8 nucleotide fragment. That will go, it will not move very far. We'll get a band over here. Hope this is clear. Same way, you will have over here, you will have this 3 molecule band over here. Where is 3? 3 will be over here. Next 4 molecule. Next 9 molecule. Okay. Same way for DDG, there are 2 ways it can happen. So you have one is with 2 nucleotides, one is with 7 nucleotides over here. And with DDTTP, one is the whole fragment itself, 10 nucleotide fragment. Other one is 5. So you have at different positions like this. Okay, so this is just for your example. So after visualizing like this, what will we do? We have different fragment sizes, right? இப்போ எப்படி தெரியும் what is our in the sequence? We are trying to find out the sequence of this template DNA, right? We're trying to find out what is the sequence of this 3' to 5'. So what we will do is we will look at the 10th position. Okay, 10th position means this is the highest or the biggest fragment. Biggest fragment எங்க இருக்கும்? இங்க தானே இருக்கு. Why? Because the last one has come and joined over here, right? That means what நமக்கு என்ன புரிஞ்சுச்சு? DDT ல இருக்கு. That means the from the 3' end இதோட opposite ல 5' ஓட opposite ல 3' இருக்கும்ல, இதோட opposite ல this will be the T will be there. Okay, T will be on the bottommost of this because it has synthesized from here to here to here. That's why it is the largest fragment which has been shown over here, and whichever is showing over here, that is radio labeled, this T will be radio labeled, so you're able to see this. Okay, primer will also be radio labeled, plus this DDNTPs are also radio labeled, so you're able to see a band over here. That means T is the one that is radio labeled. That means thymine is the group which will be present at the 3' end beginning. Okay, second one you're seeing over here, which is a DDC. That means the next nucleotide after this will be C. Okay, so this for example you can see over here, but actually when you do the synthesis, this template is unknown to you. I should not speak in Tamil. Okay, what is the sequence is what we are trying to find out. The DNA template நமக்கு கிடைச்சிருக்குல்ல, அதோட sequence என்னன்னு we are trying to find out. This is just for an example we are seeing, but in the real lab we don't know what this is. This is just happening in the lab. Okay, this is just happening in the test tubes, and then from this we will be able to find out what is the sequence. Okay, 3' to 5' from here we will be able to find out. Then we will take the complementary stand and understand what is the sequence over here. Okay, so first fragment is T, then it comes over here C, next is 8th position you have A, then G, then again you have A, then you have T, then you have C, then you have G, and then you have A. So if you look over here, you will get according to the size it has been, we can find out the sequence. Is this clear, guys? Are you understanding how we are able to find which nucleotide is coming after what? Can I get some hand raises? Okay. If you understand this diagram clearly, you can figure it out, okay, how it has been shown over here. Why this is showing us the 3' end, as I told you, till from here to here it has been synthesized and the last one is added over here. That's why this is the largest molecule. So that is why the last one is T, we have understood, because T has caused the chain termination. So whatever radioactivity is shown over here is because of the T, the dideoxy. Normal NTPs are not radio labeled. They don't have a radiation showing. So idu mattum irundha, there will be no radiation, it will not be shown. So because T has come and joined over here, it is showing radioactivity and it is the largest point. And so the T will be over here. So this is how you do the chain termination DNA sequencing. Using this method, you can understand which nucleotide comes after what. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. So finally, after autoradiogram, you'll be able to find out that 5' to 3', this is the sequence. So if you look from here, 5', A, G, C, T, A, G, A, C, T. Okay, so that is what is being shown over here. That is our complementary DNAs. And from this, we'll be able to, this is the template, right? Template to the opposite da idu irukum. Opposite illa, complementary da idu irukum. Okay, if we want, we can find what is the complementary and tell the exact sequence of the template also. This is our synthesized sequence. That is the opposite one over here. இதுதான் நமக்கு இந்த ரேடியோ ஆக்டிவிட்டி ஐ மீன் electrophoresis இருந்து கிடைச்சது. Okay, so if we look at this, we can understand what will be the template DNA, because இதோட complementary find out பண்ணா easily we can say, okay, this was the actual DNA template that we were using. So நம்ம இப்ப என்ன பண்ணோம், we took a DNA template and without doing anything else, with just by doing gel electrophoresis and using these ddNTPs, we found out what is the sequence of this DNA. Okay, so DNA sequencing is that finding out the order of nucleotides. இதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன வருது, இதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன வருது, like that. Now you need to understand this is just a small fragment. Imagine இதுக்கு இவ்ளோ இருக்கு. So this is a very slow method. Sanger's method, I mean this Frederick Sanger's dideoxy method use பண்ணி if you're trying to do a human genome project, no, it takes them 50-60 years to completely break down all the human genome into small pieces, then do the dideoxy method on each and finding out one single nucleotide. Why? Because our human genome is how much long? 3 into 10 raised to 9 base pairs. That is like huge. So many zeros. 3 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 9 zeros. Okay. So many long, such a long human genome. It will take a long time. Okay. So why this is being taught? Because Sanger sequencing will be used in the upcoming sequencing methods, which are a bit more faster. So this forms the basis of the sequencing method. Okay. So this is by doing it manually.